Join us on another adventure with Wild and Free Interior Alaska, where we explore life off-grid in remote Alaska, sharing our experiences either building in a challenging environment, hunting, fishing, trapping, and family time, just to name a few, and so many more adventures. What are we waiting for? Let's go!
See our wonderful roads today. Pretty much just ice. It'll be like this the whole way. It's pretty standard across interior Alaska right now because of the warm winter we've had, and it melts and it turns to water and then it freezes, and you can see how I'm doing that.
You better slow down. Hey, we've done that before. Hey, we've done that same thing.
Yeah. So you can see it's slippery out, and I was going to mention how there was actually traffic for once. But, you know, you got to see the traffic and what it's like out here. Still have, it's this mile marker, 35, so we still got 40 miles to go, 50 miles to go.
Also, keep in mind we were just going like 18 miles per hour, slowing down for him, so he was obviously already going that slow.
But we will be changing to the different DOT districts soon. We'll see if the road's any better there. It usually is. But there's not a heck of a lot they can do about this ice. We don't use salt here, which is great for our cars, that they don't rust out, but it does make for slippery roads.
And as we're getting more daylight, it's hitting these roads longer now, so it's just warming them up during the day to where they start to just be even more slick. We'll see what it looks like in a little bit, and we'll show you an update once we switch over to the next DOT section.
Alright, we're into the next phase of the road. You can see it's a little more snow than ice, so makes it a little bit better. Not quite as slippery. No more traffic.
Yeah, we haven't seen, I think, a single vehicle since that other truck pulled off. So, yeah, this is kind of what it looks like through here. A little bit different, but relatively similar. Just more snow, which isn't the worst. As you can see, and Carter was just pointing out, we're not hauling a lot out this time. We have not been out to this normal trail that we had always taken for about a month and a half. And up until Monday, no one had really been on it. Another person who has a cabin out here came out to start breaking the trail. And then a group of 5 other folks that have a cabin a ways beyond us just left ahead of us. And they're hauling out some materials. So we are hopeful that they have just made our lives so much easier, because this guy was a little bit worried about what we were going to be up against, considering we've had more than 36 inches of snow since we've been out here. But it looks like we're going to have an all right time. The weather is beautiful.
28 degrees, sunny, beautiful day. Can't ask for better than this.
Yeah,
It should be light here till like 8 p.m., 8:30 maybe.
it's happening quick.
Yeah.
Yep.
Summer's coming.
Summer's coming, which means we need to start really breaking this trail back in, because we have a lot of materials to haul out for our shed that we are building this summer. We have about a month and a half left to really gather up those materials and haul them while the snow conditions are still good before they turn to crap. So with that said, that's why we're out here. We are trying to be light. We only have a little bit, got enough to live at the cabin with, so we didn't bring out our normal just in case scenario items, really, because we didn't want to be hauling up a gigantic heavy load. The dogs are heavy enough in, you know, breaking trail and snow that is way over the top of the snow machine, which we still might be into that a little bit, but hopefully with the other crew going out ahead of us, that's kind of a blessing for us. Normally we're out here all alone. It's their first time coming out for the winter, so it's their turn to have a little bit of fun. The dogs, I've, you know, worked on fixing up their crate. I think we've got a good system finally in place, so we shall see how it all holds up this time. So I think that'll be smoother, and we finally got this completely taken care of and a good solution. So it's time to test it out and get going and hopefully have a smooth, beautiful ride ahead of us. Thanks to the group ahead of us, the trail out was really smooth, easygoing, beautiful ride. We had no issues at all. It was just really relieving. There's still so much snow out here. As you can see, there is no tracks, any indication that we've ever had a trail down to our traps that we were running through there and up and around here. You can just barely make it out. So it's still pretty snowy. We got some tracks around, some marten probably, some bunnies. These kids have been playing out here. Outside, it's like really warm in the direct sun. It's probably, honestly, feels like almost 60. I don't know that this one's accurate.
But in the shade, it's 50.
Yeah.
50 to 45.
So, absolutely gorgeous, which is insane to think that it's that warm right now. Inside the cabin's a little chilly, which is why I came back out. It's got to warm up because, you know, it all freezes, stays closed up. You can see your breath in there. We got the wood stove going. Soon, it'll be warm, very, very warm in there. We won't have to feed it a lot of wood, which is a good thing because our wood situation with all the snow, it's buried under like 3+ feet of snow. There's an entire row in there that you cannot see. I also can't get the outhouse door open yet. We're gonna have to shovel. And I peeked in there and there's so much snow in the outhouse, so I'll be busy shoveling. But we got time. I dug out the outhouse, so now the door opens. I was gonna start clearing this away, but I figured I'd show you how much and how hard it is from the wind. So it's gonna be a bit of a challenge to get it out of here. So that's what I'm gonna get started on now. See what it looks like after. Looks pretty successful to me. Got some steps back. There we go. Cleared. It is a bit of a, I don't know if you can really tell in this, but it's like a downhill slope. So you kind of slide a little bit, trying to get your traction up. When you're walking down the night, it's more of a woo, and you slide right into the toilet. But it's better. Are you going? All right. Well, he's gonna head down for the brake trail down into the valley, I guess. They just did firewood. I'll show you what that looks like. Deep snow. Oh, hopefully he doesn't get stuck. He at least has the shovel with him. So our firewood, despite our best efforts, you see we have this tarp. Look at all this drifted snow. So there is an entire row of wood under there. And of course, there's a row of wood there. Oh gosh. That's so deep. So that's kind of problematic a little bit, not having all of that accessible. I guess we're gonna have to put a tarp on this side too, considering most of our wind typically blows from this way. So you can see how it did stop it and created the drift. But yeah, still came in. We haven't pulled any snow off the back of it, but the snow almost, I'll show you from here. Snow's pretty close to the top of the roof there, as the snow's trying to curl off. Snow's pretty far up around our outdoor shower. And in Alaska, we call these snoodles. So we have some pretty cool snoodles hanging on where they make these cool little looks. This side of the roof is melted a lot because it catches the sun, whereas you can see on that side, not so much. A lot more on the other side, a lot more. Also, note the window and how high up the snow is now. You get all that wood stacked?
No,
You didn't?
I'm taking a break.
Taking a break?
Yeah, I was doing most of the work.
Don't break those. You don't even have gloves on.
Yeah, it's not cold.
It's not cold in the sun, is it? Nope. I guess I will go see what you're doing on the wood. Need some help?
We only have a couple logs left.
Okay. Sounds like,
Dad went down there,
do you hear him?
but it sounds like it must be the other people.
Maybe.
I'm down here in the valley now. Our cabin's up that way. Oh, this powder's so deep. I mean, it's 4 feet, 5 feet deep, easy. Just had a little incident over there. Started to dig in with the track. And if full throttle's not going to get you through, it's best to just stop. So I got off and I drove the machine backwards as far as it would go and then forwards to get it back up onto the top of the snow instead of digging it in the back. Now we're good to go. I was hoping it'd be more fun powder to play in, but it's really not. It's kind of got a little bit of a crust on it from the wind. And then when you sink in, it's just powder underneath and not that fun to play in. But anyway, as I was just saying how deep it is, I stepped off the machine and instantly up to my waist in snow. You can see the machine's taller than I am now. So quite a bit of snow out of here.
Cameron went to break open the Trapper Trail, so going down should be a lot easier, but keep in mind we have over 36 inches of fresh powder, and we hiked up that trail on foot, on snowshoes, and it was very, very deep. So he thought breaking down, obviously, would be easier, and then coming back up. Well, it's been about 2.5 hours, which is pretty concerning because it's 5.5 miles. So we're all out here as a family. I don't want to go put myself in a predicament, but I don't know what situation he's in. So I think I'm going to go ride soon to see if I find him and can help him out. I hope he's okay and nothing happened. I'm going to leave this guy in charge. They just brought in wood, both boys did. So they brought in wood, right?
Brought in a lot of extra wood.
Yep, and he knows how to load our stove. And they've got the lanterns, and then little man helped me hang up these lights, these string lights that go all the way around. And then you see the other one hanging there, and they go all the way around. He knows to use this charging pack to recharge them if he needs to. I'm going to have a radio with them. I'm keeping them hooked up to Starlink. Battery should last us through a day. They have my iPad. They know how to use it. We have gone over that so they can reach out to the grandparents if they need to have the grandparents come rescue them. I'm also going to bring with me the inReach. That way I can communicate with them to the iPad, because otherwise as soon as I leave here, I have no way of communicating with them if the radios aren't working. I am going to be getting out these snowshoes, bringing those with me, and a shovel, the inReach, some headlamps, and hope that he's just having a terrible time, because it's all uphill once you get down to the bottom. That valley is tight. There's tons of snow. I'm sure he's just getting stuck continually. Hopefully that's what the situation is, and that
There's no wind slabs down there.
there is no wind slab, so it's just deep powder.
May I suggest something that you do?
Sure.
So what I am thinking is you park the snow machine there a little down it on the side, then you hike down the rest toward when it gets to the deep part.
So I don't put myself in a situation?
Yeah.
That might be a decent idea. Huh.
Those
Okay.
snow machines
Getting
take a
out
lot
will
in
be
the snow.
2 people going uphill on a snow machine. Won't be good though either. So,
Yeah.
but you're right.
Choose
You might
one.
have a good idea. Instead of putting myself in a predicament and getting both machines super buried, maybe I just put on my snowshoes and hike down once I get to a wind slab area and start the trek downward.
Also, Mom,
Maybe so.
how many hours should we exactly leave you there? Before calling for help.
Well, Camden knows what's for dinner,
Sausages.
and he knows how to make sausages. And
Do you know how many hours we should leave? You there?
I'm thinking that if it comes morning,
Morning.
We'll hike out.
then you guys will need to reach out to Gimme and Pops, and
They'll be on their way here and we can hike out.
you'll hike out and bring. What do you need to bring with you? What do you think?
Dogs.
The dogs. What else? What else will be important to bring with you?
Food and stuff.
Some snacks for the
Snacks.
trail. What else did we need?
I-
iPad. Yeah, it won't work if you don't have Starlink and the battery pack with you though. So,
Alright, the bat.
and that thing's 35 pounds.
Yeah.
There is a sled. There's the green sled that you could tow behind you.
Oh, yeah.
You could load it up and walk with that across your belly, right?
And we
And
could also have the dogs tow
you
it.
could have the
5
dogs
hours
tow.
in really deep snow. It won't take that long for us to hike out.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
need to bring some water and the truck keys.
Yeah.
So when you get there, you can at least recover the truck.
Oh, yeah. And if Gammy and Pops don't show up within 2 hours, we're going to try driving the truck.
I don't know about that.
Let's go DOT.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Can we drive
Which
the
trail are
truck
you going to
there?
do? The truck trail, or are you going to go the deep powder?
Truck.
You're going to go out to the truck
Yeah.
and then walk down the mountain to DOT?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's longer. I got about
Yeah,
10
it-
miles total.
Yeah.
Just like a half a mile.
You got 10
It's
miles
easier
total
to
going
walk,
that way.
though.
Out to the trail to the truck and then down to DOT is 10 miles. Or if you go out this way, it's 5.5.
Oh, it would be harder for us to find that trail.
Plus, we'd have to go through all your stuff.
Well, you might find us along the way.
Yeah, but we would do that one because we would probably get lost trying to find
Oh,
them
it's
on the
marked.
mountain.
You'll be able to follow into our...
But it still take longer.
And we would get lost.
Yeah, it would.
It's 5.5 miles straight down to DOT, as opposed to 10 miles to DOT.
Opposing, it's just straight powder.
And that
Right.
one's a lot easier. So we take the easier.
We have a groomed trail.
Yeah, you might on the
And
other
it's
side.
only half a mile longer.
Right, but then to DOT is another 5 miles.
Another 5 miles?
And
Mhm.
15 miles,
That's
we
what I'm
walked
telling you.
that. We walked 5.
Once you get out to the truck, you got 5 miles to get to DOT.
We're driving.
You're going to drive?
the truck.
Okay.
Camden, you're going to be
It's
fast.
very, very slippery going down that mountain.
Hopefully my
2
legs
miles
are
an
long
hour.
enough.
Yeah.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Maybe just
Where
like
am I
see if
ready?
you can like start the truck to stay
Hey.
warm in it and then like flag somebody down to help you get to DOT.
Ooh, that's good. My legs are about as tall as Mom's.
Yeah?
Now I can drive.
So you can maybe reach and Gimden will help guide you.
Well, I was coming to break the trail that we have been taking for the second part of the winter. I couldn't find it, but I was kind of committed to the door and going downhill. Now I'm in a bit of a predicament, in that the snow machine's stuck. So I'm going to have to beat it down in front, and then I'm going to try and go to the left of that tree and get it going back that way. Hopefully be able to get it going back uphill. But I might be, it's pretty steep, really deep powder. Unridden trail might just be stuck going downhill until it flattens out. And then try and find the trail down the hill. But having fun. Well, I'm in a world of hurt now. Coming down the hill, I kind of tried to zigzag back and forth, right and left, to find the trail, and I couldn't. So then I got it turned around, trying to ride back up the trail I rode down, because I just cannot find this trail. And in unridden 4 feet deep powder, it's kind of hard not to not to go downhill. So I tried to ride back up the trail I came down, and clearly it did not work. As soon as I started to hit the incline, there was a steeper part. I got stuck again. So unfortunately, I got to shovel this out, and I'm going to have to just ride downhill all the way, trail or not. I have to get over that way, because I know the trail ends up over there. I'm just not sure where in this stretch the trail is. And you can even, I was trying to look on that next hillside to see the trail, and I just cannot. But it is going to be some work getting this out and facing the other way. There is no better workout in the world than deadlifting 550 pounds out of a hole, or shoveling in winter clothes. Luckily it's warm, I'm dressed light, I'm still just sweating. Fortunately I'll try and find a tree. Maybe I can set my phone on and get some footage of me shoveling this out. I think that my best bet's going to try and get it going that way and turn back around and go down this way. But it's just so deep. There's a creek on this side I can ride down to, ride back to the road, ride up and down, or ride down this way. Almost maybe looks like the trail right there. It's hard to know. It's not that steep. The problem is, even once I get to the bottom and I know where I can find the trail, that trying to come back up that trail that hasn't been ridden, I'm going to run into this again, and I'm just going to be too tired to deal with it. So I'm going to get to shoveling with this, unfortunately. All right, this thing is buried, absolutely buried. If I could just get it facing the right way. It's just trying to get it unstuck going uphill. It's not working. So I cut down this tree. I'm going to try and use it as leverage under the back. Put it through and try and pry it up out of the snow, because I just can't lift that up on my own. Yeah, this sucked. It sucks bad. All right, so the tree idea didn't work, so I just shovel. Sorry, I'm very out of breath. So that's where I came. Trying to go. I'm trying to get it going that way, but I'm in the hole, right? I'm in knee deep, waist deep snow. So I'm just back and forth, flooring it without me on it, trying to get it back up onto the snow. You can see I'm getting very close. I gain a little each time. And if I could stay with it and keep my thumb on the throttle and going up, it could do it. But you can't have your weight on it when you try to get back up on the snow. So I'm having to, stand beside it and run alongside. I'm almost there. A few more tries, but finally there's hope of getting it out of here. From there, I think the trail is that way. We kind of curve around this next hill and we don't go up on top of it. So I think the trail is to the right, but either way, I just got to head downhill that way. And I'll get to the creek. And then I can just ride the road up and around and come back out the other way. It's just for a little bit here. I was losing hope of even getting out of here. So I was debating just walking back, but walking in the snow, I mean, it would be terrible. And then you still got to come get the machine later. So fun times being had. So start over there. I'm moving. Holy hell. I can't stay close enough to the machine to keep the gas going while it gets up on top. Well, I'll get like 3/4 of the way up there. Once it stops, then you try to keep going forward, it just digs in. So I'm just in this back and forth, and I'm moving sideways, but very, very slowly. I mean, I'm glad it's free moving again, but I just got to get it up on top of the snow. It'll be all right. Oh, it's just not easy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have finally got it out. It is almost 2 hours. I have been fighting for every inch. I am very happy it is out. I can't do that again. I have to stay going downhill. Because that was the whole thing, is I had to get it facing downhill again to get it out. But I started back there where I had cut down that tree, and just every inch to get it to here. I gotta be really careful picking my path out of here. I really, really want to find that trail. That would make life so much easier. It's a long ways home from here. I'm just glad it's finally unstuck. So I'm gonna get my stuff and get going. I just found the trail. You can see our footprints. You can see the pink markers up there. I was way to the left where the trail is. I am not going to attempt to ride it back up because I am just too tired. I cannot deal with getting stuck again. So I'm so happy to have found the trail now. I'm so happy the machine's not stuck. I'm going to ride it back to the road, and I'm going to ride the road back up to the other trail and ride out to the cabin. And we'll just use the other trail for now because I'm over this right now. I did it. I made it back down to the road. I'm glad to be here. But I got about 11 miles now to ride up and around, all the way back around. But I know I won't get stuck, and that's all that matters. And the trail's pretty good. I can go pretty fast. I think I'll be there in less than an hour. Well, I made it back.
4 minutes before I was heading out. 4 minutes before I made my call. It's been 3 hours. I will leave now, and I had everything packed, ready to go. Kids briefed, and I hear this noise, and here he is.
Well, 2 hours of that 3 hours, I was within 25 feet of one point.
So what happened?
I mean, I got footage of it. You'll see it all. Or maybe we'll edit it in before this. I don't know. But I couldn't find the trail because where you turn down, it's in the wide open above the tree line. So you got to find the trail in the tree line where you get into it. And I couldn't find it. But obviously, you got to keep going downhill. So zigzagging back and forth in the trees trying to find the trail and couldn't find it. And I'd stand to the side and you try and just give it enough gas to get the whole machine up on, but you can't. It was always just barely not enough before the machine would be too far away from me. And you'd let off the gas and then it'd be like 3/4 of the way up. But then if you climb up there and give it more gas, it just digs in. And then you're back to the forward back. So at that point, I decided, once I got it unstuck, I was like, as long as I keep going downhill, I'm eventually going to get to the bottom, and I'll find my way out. There was a point where I was like, should I just start walking back to the cabin? But in way steep snow, without snowshoes, that would have been horrible, and then the machine's still out there. But you got to know how to recover your own machines, and I got it out. It wasn't fun or easy, but I got it out. I'm smoked. It was a smoker. And then I just rode down to the road, rode up the road, rode around the other trail. So total it was 17 miles round trip.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Did you take the banks and just?
No.
You
I
just
did
went
for
on.
a little bit, but
It's rough.
it's rough, and I was like, if a cop stops me, I'm just gonna say, look, man, I don't want to be here either.
Oh man. Wow.
I got soaking wet digging it out. I was just dripping sweat. My gloves
So-
were soaked.
I guess it's a good thing I didn't leave, because if I left, I would have gone,
Follow me all the
followed
way
your
around.
trail, and then I would have been like, he's nowhere on this trail, nowhere down. So then I would have come all the way, probably. I would not have tried to go back
Then I
up
would've
that.
got here, and then
And
I
then you
would
would-
have followed you all the way around.
4 minutes away from literally going on this, probably the never-ending story of chasing each other down.
Yeah, I should have brought a radio.
Yeah,
I don't think
had
it was going to be that difficult. But
I had those packed for the kids and I to, like, if I could, and they were going to have my iPad with Starlink so I could in-reach them too if I found you. I mean, we had a whole plan in place, and they were very confident it should be all right. So, that's hot. Use both of them. Oh, my goodness. So, they were pretty confident in what their roles were.
We were doing this too.
And we had a whole plan in place. Recovery for them. Me to recover you with snowshoes. In case these boots were made for walking again. So, yeah, I guess it's never a dull moment. You want to go ride up that trail anytime
I'm done
soon?
with snow machines for today.
You're done? Okay.
Yeah.
You want to just sit here now?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because between that and the initial ride out, I'm at 22 miles.
I think you need to put oil in.
That one had more. The Scandic needed the oil.
Oh, okay, good. Probably some fuel.
I'm going to relax now.
Okay.
Thanks for joining us.
Give us a like and subscribe and follow for our next adventures on Wild and Free.
Interior Alaska.